Hello everybody, and thank you for joining me. This is Ciara from Ciara Designs, and today I have my next watercolor painting to share with you. So let's jump right in. So to start, I am going to, swatch out the colors that we're using. If you haven't seen this series before, I am following along with a Skillshare class. Not sponsored or anything, I just was enjoying using my Skillshare membership. I actually have one. And this is a landscape watercolor class that I have been taking, and they're supposed to do one every day, but sadly I don't have time to do them every day. So for this painting, I used my Mijello Mission Gold palette, which you see on the left, and then in the small ceramic palette I have some pastels that I have from Holbein out as well. So for the colors from the Mijello, I have red, violet. Then I have a Holbein pastel pink, an orange from the Mijello, rose madder from Mijello. Those are the sky colors. And then when we get into the ground, we're going to use orange again, burnt sienna, and indigo. She uses Payne's gray in hers, but if you guys have been with me, you know I don't have any Payne's gray. I've been using indigo because my indigo is very gray, not blue. So I find that it works as a Payne's gray. So we sketched out the landscape. This is supposed to be, I believe, in Arizona. Kind of like a rocky looking desert-esque look is kind of what we're going for. So I'm just kind of sketching out my little rocky structure, and then that will also serve as the horizon line for the sky as well. And this is probably my favorite painting I've done so far. All of them are on the channel. There's a playlist if you want to go and check them out. And this one is just, I don't know, I think it's because it's more of a purpley toned one, so it kind of, is right up my alley. So we start out with the red violet, and that is the predominant color in the sky. And of course, you did see me wet the background so that my colors can move as I paint them down. And then we're going to move into the pastel pink as the next sky color, then a little bit of the orange. And then I actually brought in a touch of the rose madder right along the line of where your landscape is going to start. And that's kind of the sky. And I do dry this in between each layer. You don't see me doing that, but I use my heat tool and I do actually dry it so that I can keep working. I mean, you could, of course, naturally wait for it to dry. I'm too lazy for that. I like to just dry mine and keep going. And I am going to end up doing 2 layers on the sky. I think that I added too much water. As you guys know, I'm still a beginner with this, and I'm navigating, adding the right amount of water to the background to, how much color I have on my brush, and then how much I kind of work into the watercolor paper. So I think I had too much water, and I ended up not really being able to see the colors that I had going on in the lower part of the sky. Like, this is supposed to be a fairly vibrant sky, and I kind of felt like I lost some of my color. So because of that, here in a second, you're going to see me re-wet the background. And I don't know if this is an appropriate thing to do, but I wanted more color. So that's what I'm going to do. And then this is our clouds. I still struggle with the clouds. I think that they're getting better. I think these ones look more like clouds to me, but it's one of those things where I think it's going to be a practice. It's just going to be practice. I just kind of really struggle with the cloud aspect of this. So if you guys had started something new when I did, so I started this in January. I did, I think, 2 or 3 paintings in January, and then I've slowly tried to do at least 2 paintings a month to really get in that practice around all of my other crafty endeavors. So if you started something new when I did, how is your new thing going? How are you doing with it? Let me know. I want to talk about it, because I hope that you tried something that you had been hoping to try, and maybe you were a little nervous to try. I hope that you gave that a go. And if you did, I want to hear all about it. Please tell me. So here you see that I re-wet the bottom portion of the sky so that I could kind of make these bottom colors a little more vibrant. And then I realized that doing that, of course, put a line across the sky. So I'm going to fix that in a second as well. I just wanted these colors to be a little more vibrant to match the colors on the top of the painting, because that red violet is quite vibrant and I love it. But I lost a little bit of my lower colors as they dried back. So I just wanted a second layer. And then here's where I realized, like, hey, you have a line now. You need to do something about that. So I was able to pretty much just kind of buff it out a little bit. And then I added a little more water to help the fact that I had added that line there. So I don't know if you're actually supposed to do that in watercolor painting, but I did. And I think that it turned out okay. So I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. And then next we're going to jump into the land. So I'm going to dry this again just to be safe. And then I'm going to jump into the land. So the land starts with you using orange again. And you're kind of building the structure of the mountain-esque piece. I'm pretty much positive this is supposed to be in Arizona. And that's kind of the idea here. So you're kind of building that like red mountain piece that you're going to see. And then that creates your highlights for the mountain. And then we go in with some burnt sienna to add like shadows and kind of build the face of the mountain, or like I'm sorry, I'm not like red rock. I'm not sure what they're actually called. So you go in with burnt sienna to add more straight like structure and shape to the rock so that it gives you more of a more structure. Like you can see where the shadows are, where the concaves are, that kind of thing. And so you kind of go in with that, and then you slowly work it up darker and darker. And then you go in with a little bit of indigo just to add a little touch of more sharp darkness to it. So hopefully that kind of makes sense. As you guys know, I am a beginner. I will have that class linked down below so you can go check it out if you want to, try this for yourself. I've been having a lot of fun. Some of my paintings turn out better than others. I didn't really like the last one I did, but I love this one. So it's one of those things where it's just practice gives me progress. And it also, I think it's mood driven as well. I was in a really good mood when I painted this one. So that really helped as I worked on this. Whereas the last one I was struggling a bit because I had to get some stuff done and I was just getting behind. And so I probably didn't enjoy the process as much as I wish I had. But yeah, so I kind of went through there with my burnt sienna, and then I'm going to bring in my indigo here in a minute. I think I bring in a darker version of the burnt sienna first. Yeah, to just kind of carve out my shape, make sure that I'm happy with how my kind of ground looks. And then I'm going to bring in the indigo to add a little more shadowing, a little more depth, and kind of just to help it look good together. And I do kind of go in and I blend my colors a bit, not heavily. I want the ground to look like it has texture. I am a big texture person. If you guys have been with me for a minute, you know I love texture in all of my projects. So I did have to go and just add a little more texture to the ground and whatnot, but I am really happy with how this one turned out. My plan is, and we'll see how this goes, but when I'm done them all, I want to pick out a couple of my favorites and then I want to turn them into postcards. So do you guys think that would be interesting? I don't know. I thought it would be really fun. Then I could send them to my pen pals. And if there's interest, I could, put them up in my shop and people could pick them up if they wanted to. That would also, you don't have to use it as a postcard. You could just use it as a print and put that on a wall or whatever, if that was something that was of interest to you. I just thought making it a postcard would make it more useful. So that if you wanted to, you could send one as a postcard to somebody, your friend or whatnot. And then if you just loved the art, you could just put that up as a print, and that would be really cool too. So you guys tell me your thoughts, because I always want to hear what you're thinking and if that would be of any interest to you at all. I did switch over to a smaller brush here, and I'm just kind of trying to carve out my shape a little more. I felt like there was too much of a highlight area, and I just really wanted a little more darkness to it. So I brought in my burnt sienna and just kind of carved out that shape. And then now I'm going to bring in my indigo, and I'm going to create bigger shadowed areas across the ground so that can kind of give it a look like, there are divots, there are, concaves, there are shadowy areas to this land. It's not just a flat area. So hopefully I kind of got that across. And then I did bring in my burnt sienna again, just to kind of blend that out and give it a little more of a like a blended look. I am still learning, so it's always an ongoing process. And you can see Aqua's head pop in. She's sitting above my paint and stuff, so she's just helping me navigate this painting, so maybe that's what it was. She was here to help me this time, so this painting went over better. But it does kind of look like a hot mess, but I think that my land comes together here after I kind of blend it out, and it dries back as well. I think that really helps. But I am bringing in that indigo to just bring in really dark shadows to my kind of rocky area there. And then I love how this turned one. It's my favorite so far, I think. I also really like the first one. So, and the moody one that I did that was like completely wrong color palette. But I'm pretty happy with this. What do you guys think of this series? Are you enjoying the series? It's not super popular on my channel, so, hopefully you guys are enjoying it. Let me know. Leave me a like, leave me a comment, and consider subscribing if you haven't already. I do new videos every Monday and Thursday, and I do have some fun stuff coming as series on the channel. But if you ever have any ideas, let me know. I'm more than happy to, bring up different series and give them a try and see if there's interest or not. And I do have a live stream this week. Thursday, April 3rd is my next live stream. So if you're available, come hang out. It's a great group of people. They're very, very supportive, very, very welcoming. And we just kind of work on a project together. This time, I believe I am making a birthday card. So if that is of interest to you, I think it will be a flat shaker birthday card, to be honest. If that's of interest to you, please come and hang out. It is 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So thank you guys so much, and I will see you again very soon. Bye-bye for now.